The antique shop owner was closing up for the night when the doorbell rang. He paused, surprised, and glanced at the clock before looking back at the entrance. A small boy stood on the doorstep, clutching the straps of his school bag, staring at him with nervous eyes. The man raised a brow.
Good evening. How may I help you, gentleman?
He asked, offering a gentle smile. The boy took a few hesitant steps inside and slowly slipped the bag off his shoulders. He unzipped it and began rummaging through it. Curious, the man stepped out from behind the counter, watching him closely. After a moment, the boy pulled something out and lifted it with both hands so the man could see clearly. It was an old leather diary. The man smiled faintly.
Where did you find this?
Inside one of the antique items my mom ordered from this shop the other day, it was hidden inside a small box.
The boy replied. The man nodded, his lips pressing into a thin line as his gaze lingered on the diary.
That must have been a mistake.
He said quietly.
I didn't realize I would send the box with the diary inside. Did you read it?
I did.
The boy said. The man raised an eyebrow.
Victor took Priya and faked her death using Janu's body.
The boy continued eagerly.
That's where it ends in the diary. What happened after that?
The man let out a soft chuckle.
I don't think it's a children's story. You should leave the diary here and go home.
No,
The boy insisted.
I want to know the rest of the story.
The man studied him, surprised by the boy's persistence.
Won't your parents be looking for you?
He asked.
No.
The man smirked.
Are you sure you want to know?
Yes.
The boy replied without hesitation.
Well, story time then.
He locked the door, drew the curtains, and switched off the lights. Then he placed a small candle on the table between them, its flame flickering as they sat facing each other. He checked his watch once, then looked up, his eyes locking onto the boy's.
Are you ready?
She sat up slowly, her heart pounding, and looked around in disbelief. Vast bedroom stretched out in front of her. Polished wooden floorboards beneath her feet, paneled walls closing in around her, silent and watchful. A few paintings hung neatly on the walls, while an ornate dressing table gleamed under the soft light, every detail screaming wealth. Fragments of memory surged through her mind. She remembered fighting him, kicking and screaming, when he had forced her into his truck and brought her here. He had told her that Janu was locked up somewhere. Then he had made the video call. On the screen appeared the man whom Priya had mistaken as Victor earlier, with those unmistakably striking green eyes. Victor had called him Lenin. The camera shifted and Priya's breath caught in her throat. Janu was there. She was tied up, kneeling on the floor, her hands bound behind her back, a gag stuffed into her mouth. Tears streamed down Janu's face as the phone was held closer, her muffled whimpers breaking through the gags, her eyes wide and terrified, glistening with the fear of death. They had blackmailed Priya without mercy. If she refused to cooperate, Janu would be killed. That's how Priya was brought here, to this mansion, somewhere far, far away from she used to live with Janu. Tears welled up in Priya's eyes as she swung her legs off the bed and froze. She was wearing a long satin gown, pale ivory in color, its fabric soft and gliding against her skin. A dull ache throbbed at her temples as she crossed the room towards the magnificent wardrobe at the far end. She opened it cautiously. Inside hung rows of clothes, elegant and unfamiliar, yet almost exactly her size. She ran her fingers across the fabrics, her surprise deepening with every glance.
Do you like them?
Priya gasped and spun around. He was standing behind her. Victor. Victor walked in slowly, his hands tucked casually into his pockets. Priya retreated until her back hit the wardrobe. Her breath hitched as he closed the distance between them, his eyes locking onto hers, cold and unblinking.
I asked you a question.
I I like them.
She stuttered. He nodded once, grimly.
Did you sleep well?
She nodded. Victor groaned in irritation.
I need answers, Priya, not gestures.
I did.
She said quickly.
I slept well.
Good. I want you to get ready beautifully for dinner. You should look stunning. If you can't manage on your own, I'll call my personal makeup artist.
His lips curved faintly.
Don't think you can try anything foolish with them. They won't help you escape from here. They worked for me for years. What do you say?
No, I can manage on my own.
Priya replied, swallowing hard. Victor smiled. He stepped closer, leaned in, and kissed her cheek. Priya remained still, controlling herself from flinching. He pulled away, unfazed, and smiled again, gently rubbing her chin between his fingers.
You look effortlessly beautiful even when you're tired.
Priya forced a smile and edged away as his hand dropped from her face.
May I ask why I need to dress up?
His smile vanished. He scratched his head slowly.
I don't like being questioned, Priya.
He said, his voice low.
Let this be the last question you ever ask me. But I'll answer this one.
The smile returned, mechanical and unsettling, sending a chill down her spine.
My brother and his wives are coming to meet you tonight.
Priya gasped.
Wives?
Priya descended the staircase after a maid showed up in her room and called her. As she walked through the mansion earlier, she had tried striking up a conversation with every maid she passed, but their response was brief and careful, nothing more than what was strictly necessary. Her heart sank. Why was everyone so loyal to him? Or worse, were they all just as scared? Victor stood at the foot of the staircase, extending his hand towards her like a perfect gentleman. Hesitantly, Priya placed her hand in his. He guided her forward, positioning her in the center of the vast living room, displaying her like a showpiece before the bunch of people waiting there.
Meet Priya,
Victor announced proudly.
my future wife. Priya, meet my family.
Janu's terrified face flashed before Priya's eyes. She has to do this for her. She forced a smile.
That's Lucien, my brother.
Victor continued.
His wives, Claudia and Daisy, and their children.
Claudia looked older than Daisy. She smiled warmly at Priya, genuine and kind. A girl of about 10 and a boy around 6 stood beside her. Daisy cradled a baby in her arms, gently swaying, but her expression cold. She didn't smile, only stared at Priya.
These are my children, Molly and Steve.
Claudia said softly.
And this is Daisy's baby boy, Jason.
Priya nodded politely, her gaze drifting to Lucien. He hadn't looked at her even once. His eyes were fixed on Victor.
Priya?
Lucien said finally.
Is she a Christian?
She is. She goes to church every Sunday.
Lucien frowned.
But her name doesn't sound very Christian. Victor weds Priya.
He paused.
Does that sound right?
Victor fell silent, considering.
No.
Lucien said flatly and then turned to Priya, finally looking at her.
You are not a Priya anymore. From now on, you are a Lisa.
Victor laughed, delighted.
I love that name, Lucien.
Before Priya could react, Victor dropped to one knee and pulled a small box from his pocket. Lucien sighed.
We planned this after dinner.
Now mind.
Victor said cheerfully.
I'm doing it now.
He turned to her.
Lisa?
He said, flicking the box open. Priya gasped. Inside was a severed finger, slick with blood. A dazzling diamond ring rested on it.
You are marrying me.
Applause erupted around her. Cheers filled the room. Priya's head buzzed violently. The room spun and then everything went black as she hit the floor with a dull thud. When Priya woke up again, she was back on the bed. Claudia sat beside her. The moment she noticed Priya stirring, she smiled warmly.
Poor girl. Sit up.
She helped Priya upright and placed a glass of juice in her hands, gesturing for her to drink. Opposite them, Daisy sat with her baby resting on her lap, gazing out the window. Priya raised the glass, then froze. The diamond ring that had rested on the severed finger was now on her finger. Blood smeared down her skin, sticky and dark. Priya jerked violently, nearly spilling the juice, but Claudia caught her at once, steadying her.
Relax, Lisa.
Claudia said gently.
There's nothing to be afraid of. I understand exactly how you feel. I felt the same way when Lucien proposed to me 13 years ago.
She laughed lightly, like she found it silly now. How could she even laugh? Priya wondered.
But Daisy, she didn't faint like we did. She punched him in the face, and guess what? He beat her so badly she lost her voice.
She chuckled as if she were recounting an amusing memory.
They never mistreat us unless we fight them, Lisa. They're very loving and kind. Lucien stopped hitting me long back and started worshipping me ever since I started returning his love.
Pride shone in her eyes. Priya stared at her. She must be insane.
It's hard at first,
Claudia went on, placing a reassuring hand over Priya's.
but once you settle in, it gets easier. Until then, you have me.
She smiled.
Be grateful. I had no one when I came here.
Priya took a small sip of the juice, her gaze drifting to Daisy, who was now staring directly at them.
Whose finger was that?
Priya asked quietly. Claudia cleared her throat.
It's a family tradition. Rings are presented with blood and bone. It's believed to strengthen the bond.
Whose finger was that?
Priya repeated. Claudia sighed.
I don't know. We are not allowed to ask questions, Lisa. I never asked Lucien. I only know what he chooses to tell me.
She took the empty glass from Priya's hands, her smile widening unnaturally. Priya's stomach twisted.
Don't wash the blood off your finger. It has to stay for a week for more blessings. Longer, the better.
She stood up.
And sleep well tonight. Tomorrow is a big day.
Priya gasped.
Why?
Claudia left out a soft laugh.
It's your wedding tomorrow.
Priya pleaded with Victor the night before the wedding, but he used the same card to blackmail her. He video called Lenin, who once again showed Jano, tied and gagged as always, tears streaming down her face.
How long will you keep her like that?
Priya cried helpless.
Until you gain my trust.
Victor said simply. Priya stood in her black wedding gown, her hair adorned with black dahlias, her lips smeared with black lipstick. Even her fingers were painted black. It's the Caldwell family tradition, Claudia had said. Claudia and the makeup artist, who behaved even more strangely than Claudia, helped her get ready. Daisy looked blank as ever, cradling her baby gently as she stared at them. Claudia walked Priya down the staircase, the children leading the way with flower bouquets. Daisy quietly trailed behind them with the baby. Lucien stood ahead, a Bible in his hands. Beside him was a visibly delighted Victor, his eyes gleaming with joy. Victor immediately took Priya's hand and led her forward. He held both her hands as Lucien began reading from the Bible. Victor kept smiling at her the entire time, and a deep uneasiness settled in the pit of her stomach. Finally, Lucien turned to Victor and said,
Repeat after me. I, Victor Caldwell,
I, Victor Claudwell,
take Lisa
take Lisa
as my beloved wife.
as my beloved wife.
There was no exchange of rings. Lucien declared without pause.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Cheers erupted around them as Victor pulled her by the waist and pressed his lips to hers. She didn't kiss him back. She shut her eyes tightly, and all she could see was Jano's face. The next day, as the maid removed the bedspread, Claudia noticed the small patch of blood stain on it and smiled at Priya. Disgust crawled over her skin.
I hope you didn't put up a fight last night.
Claudia winked. Priya remained silent.
The Caldwell men marry only virgin Christian girls.
Claudia continued proudly.
Of course, girls who look drop dead gorgeous, like you, like me, like Daisy.
As she spoke, her hands drifted through the air, lifting her top just enough to reveal the tattoo on her abdomen, the exact same place Priya had won. It read, Lucien. Priya looked at her. Claudia was still smiling.
Were you taken too?
Priya asked. The smile vanished.
We don't really have to talk about the past.
Did you have a family?
Lisa,
Are you really happy?
Priya grabbed her hands.
Claudia, this is not life. The three of us can take the kids and flee from here. I just have to find where he's keeping Janu, my friend, before I escape. That's why I'm still here.
Claudia's eyes widened in terror. She quickly pulled her hands away and grabbed Priya's chin.
trust me, Lisa. I was just like you when Lucien brought me here. But I promise you will find your purpose in life here. You will find true love here.
Tears streamed down Priya's face as she shook her head in disbelief.
There is no way out.
Priya wiped her face and sniffed, staring straight into Claudia's eyes.
Mark my words, Claudia. I will never become a fool like you. 1 month, I'm telling you. Within 1 month, I'll find where Janu is and I'm getting the fuck out of here.
6 months later, Claudia combed Priya's hair and adorned with black dahlias, while Daisy painted Priya's nails black. Priya stared at her reflection in the mirror. She didn't recognize the girl looking back at her.
The glow is real.
Claudia said, hugging her gently from behind. As she gazed at the mirror, Priya lowered her eyes to Daisy. She had finished painting the nails and was now staring at Priya's baby bump.
I'm so happy you found your way, Lisa.
Claudia said softly.
You'll be a great mother, just like us. Isn't it, Daisy?
Daisy's gaze lifted slowly from the bump to Priya's face. Their eyes met, and that brief moment of silence spoke 1,000 words.